Alright guys, first off, I'm sorry if I'm a little quiet. I have a roommate sleeping here, so I'm just trying to be polite. But yeah, let's get to it. I'm going to try to show you guys how to use this very useful tool in creating rosters and drafts for FootballGM. Alright, so I'll give you guys a copy of the spreadsheet. I'll give you guys a copy of these codes here. These will be important a little bit later here. But let's get started. All right. So let's say I wanted to make the 1978 draft. I'm going to have this up here. You don't really need anything here. You just need the URL. I'll show you in a second. I also like to go here, just so you guys don't forget, because notable undrafted players is always important and helps bring some quality. So let's say I wanted to do this. Just copy those. I'll go over to sketch here. There's probably already going to be some. Yeah, so I always like to paste these, and sometimes I'll put the above 1990. So let's just change that to 78. And then you can copy and paste it here. But you'll see why it's more relevant later. And I don't like that style. Let's do, is it values only? Yeah, there we go. Alright. So now you got this code here is your bread and butter. That's going to make your job way easier. And I'll have it in the description and a link to it in the Discord as well. But yeah, this code basically reads all the data from the website and displays it like this. So the first thing you would do, let's Control A, Control C, and now you want to Control Shift V. Alright, so now that should get rid of the code. Everything should be here basically as it is. Let's say you wanted to make this a little bit easier. I'll go to one of my other exports here. Let's see, just take a minute to load because there's so much data now. Copy. So this header line is very important that all these titles and things stay the same. Being bold, I don't think matters, but yeah, you want all of these to be exactly how they are typed in. Not sure if this is even the best way to do it, but we can figure it out as we go. And then one thing that's really nice to do too here, because one of the problems is, yeah, it makes this row like every so often. I think every single new round. Yeah. So we want to do data cleanup, remove duplicates. Sometimes too, there is a not comments. Trying to figure out where this would be. Come on. Filter views. Oh, that's not it. Alright. Alright, so forget that for now. But basically, where the fuck did this top line go? This is why I hate this shit. Is this fucking for real? Oh, there we go. That was about to piss me off, so I thought I might have to restart. So we would go to, what is it, data cleanup suggestions. This is what we want. Yep. So this will help you remove all these extra rows that we don't need. So now all those extra rows where the breaks happen are gone. Now, obviously, you got this data here. Um, you're going to want to move around some of this stuff, obviously, and have more of a finished product. So, for example, probably delete this row. Jersey number, obviously, you're probably going to want to change that, or just shift these two over. This, you could almost delete every single line of data in here. It doesn't matter to us. Eventually, you'll have to go through and make sure all these positions look good, but most of the time these guys auto position anyways when you import, so it's not a huge big deal. It kind of depends on more so how you rate them. This is their age, and keep in mind, so you're going to want that in this column obviously, but keep in mind that these are their age for their senior year of college, not necessarily their rookie year in the NFL, so sometimes these need to be changed. What I'll do is, thinking like this one right here, I shouldn't click, but yeah, I have the ages that I checked in bold. Yeah, it's not a huge deal. One important thing, team ID is always going to be -2 for drafts. So you want everybody to have a -2. Image URL, draft year, you want to make sure you have your draft year correct. Then obviously these are all the ratings. Usually I just clear out all this number data and stuff, doesn't matter to us. And we'll start editing kind of from there until it looks more like a finished product, like maybe this 2001 here, where I got jersey number, height, weight, age. I played around with some of these ages. I'll probably have to change those. Image URL, draft year, -2, and obviously all your attribute data. And then what I'll do with those guys that were notable undrafteds, I'll just come down and paste them in after the fact. So that way they aren't forgotten about. Yeah, basically that code I initially started with is the most important part. And then you kind of just sort the data and organize and sift through it the fastest way that you can find or manage to basically get this set up to look a little bit more like the 2001. Let's see here. What should we do next? So after this is the next big step. You're going to open up this Appscript, and I'll have the codes for these as well. Mine's already open. But basically, I have these two functions called import and export players. I haven't showed you guys how to import players, but I've showed you how to build an export. So let's say this was your guys's, your sheet ID here. This is going to be the exact URL of your own copy of this that you will make. Then you want your sheet ID. Let's say ours. We'll keep it 2000 again, just to show, because I think that one's pretty good. So it's reading this sheet. So export. So you can manipulate what sheet it reads right here. That's kind of important to know. The starting season, you want that to match the draft year. So just put 2000 or whatever year you're going to do. Yep, and all the rest of this is pretty good. None of this really matters. This is what's going to matter for you guys. You're going to want to create a folder in your drive. And I think like this, it's going to be this right here. Obviously, you don't need the equals true, but you just want this data right here in between the question mark. So make a folder and do it like that. And then this is what the folder will get saved as. So I'll just do tutorial. So right there. Now essentially, This should read everything. I'll save it, and then I will run it. And you'll know if it works or doesn't work based off of this right here. All right, so it should be created. It'll even give us a link to it here. But otherwise, I just had this pulled up ready to go. So let's hit this. Let's just take a look at it. This is what all these JSON files look like with FootballGM. So one thing we could do here is, can we download it? How do I download it? I think it's over here somewhere. Yep, download. Okay. So let's say we download that. And now we want to go into ZenGM and see if this works. Sorry, this video is so long already. I thought it would be much faster, but I haven't done this in a while either, so kind of trying to remember how I like to do things. So let's say I'll just hop in this league. So draft here. Still going pretty slow. There we go. And now let's say we'll just import this one because it doesn't really matter to me. Choose file. Alright, come on. Sometime today would be nice. This computer's a little old. Oh, okay. Yeah, no shit. Thing's blowing up my ears. Alright, so there we go. So we can open that, and now it should read this correctly. And we'll be able to know if it doesn't work correctly because, yep, there's Tom Brady. Because it won't have any players correct. It'll just make a random draft class if it's actually not the right one. It'll include all the data from that spreadsheet, their name, their college, hometown, even tells us what pick they were. I think that's helpful just for when you create attribute values. But yeah, all that stuff will be up to you guys, obviously. But now let's say on the flip side, you want to import a sheet into here and maybe edit around or play with it since you already have some work done on ZenGM. You're going to go to this importer sheet. I already had some stuff here, it looks like, so that's unfortunate. I'm not sure why I had this, but let's remove the filter and let's just fucking delete everything here except the top row. I'm sorry again, this is taking so long. I wanted to make this video quick and short, but I haven't made videos since I was in high school, so I'm gonna go all the way over. Damn, take all day, why don't you? And let's hit delete. I'm not too worried because I can just undo that if that was something I needed, but I don't think it is. So yeah, basically you're going to go to here. Your import players code is going to come into play here. Sheet ID. For some reason, ChatGPT built all these codes. I don't know how to code it all, but for some reason, this one, this is just going to be, I think, yeah, the second part of Is that it? That's a good question. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So this is just basically this section of your spreadsheet URL that you will have. Make sure you guys make your own copies again for this reason. So yeah, basically that. And so make sure you have that there. Then you're going to have your file ID. So let's say you upload something to that same folder where we were. So one thing I can do to get this easy, I think I just hit share, copy the link, and if you want, yeah, let's do that. Control V, and we're going to delete everything that wasn't like that. So now it's going to read that file ID. This is all set up. You don't got to do anything here, it looks like. So just those two mainly. Yep, this is how it all reads that data and breaks it down into the correct spot. Okay, everything looks correct. I think we just had to save. Now we should run it and it should work. Okay, well let's take a look. Looks like it's trying. Let's see. Yep, okay. Now it's all there. So basically what we did is we just took this code from our folder in here and now it's in here. So now you could even export this sheet if you just change the other code import and just kind of streamline the process of going back and forth of bringing a file out of the game and then back into Google Sheets or vice versa or whatever you need to kind of do. Trying to think of other stuff to help you guys or give you tips. One big thing is the normal game when you export, it doesn't include jersey number. Jersey number is something that only Google Sheets does because I added it in there because I really like it. For more college kind of version as guys prospects. You know, they want their college number instead of, you know, whatever number they might have took in the NFL. Yeah, other than that, those are the two biggest ways of kind of importing a draft class into Google Sheets and exporting one and then importing it into the game, which is, you know, huge. This makes stuff a lot faster, you know, with finding URLs. Usually I have sheets on my phone and I'll kind of just add images sometimes. You know, I have a lot for this 2000s draft class, obviously, because it's a good one. It's a fun one. All right. About wrap up. Oh yeah, another cool thing. I'll show you guys. You also still too. Let's go look at. Let's hit Terry Bradshaw. Actually, that'll be perfect. So Terry Bradshaw, and let's go to 1978 Pittsburgh page. All right, roster players. So what I actually did, I did it on my phone, but you can see that the data highlights specifically when on this page. For some reason, I can't get it to read this table. It'll read this one if you use this URL, like how I taught you guys at first. In here, the URL, or that code's gone now, but you could basically put that URL in and it will spit back the table, just kind of like I showed you at the beginning of the video. But the problem is I wanted it to spit back this table. So what I ended up doing was just highlighting it like this on my phone, copying and pasting it. So that's why all these still have their hyperlinks, which is actually kind of nice to click on them. But yeah, then I moved some of this stuff around, obviously, and I had to put it in with this. A big thing if you want to like import a bunch of players like this to a team, you're going to have to find the team ID in the file. So for example, in the one I looked at, Pittsburgh was 47 in their team URL on the roster page. So I put 47 for all these guys. Still not done with this. So I thought it'd be kind of a fun project to see if it works or is faster than editing in the browser. Yeah, jersey number, draft pick. Can't specify what team they got drafted by, unfortunately, this way. We could probably alter it eventually, but I got all the data from whatchamacallit, Pro Football Reference right there still. Yeah, and another thing is, so when we open this code, this is formatted like a draft code from ZenGM, so it has the starting season in here. Now I'm going to show you guys something here. 1 second. Yeah, so it has the starting season there. You see that? That's always got to match the draft year if you build a draft. Let's say do import, export players. If you want to do more of this team approach. So let's just add this guy since he's on a team. Export players. All right. Now this gives us most of his data. Not sure why I didn't get a pop up. Oh, come on. I'm going to end this video at 25 minutes. Oh, okay, they're coming up here, that's why. So on my phone, it just pops up with the code. We'll try to open this. There we go. So one thing you'll notice with an import players file is there's no starting season. So if you wanted to do something like that and you exported it using all the you're going to want to, you can probably just leave out this portion of the code because I think it's just going to confuse it. So in comparison, yeah, it looks like you just have that player's code start right after the comma at the version. So basically you can just delete this if you wanted to try to like import a whole team at once. But yeah, other than that, I think that explains most of it. I'll put the link to the code for the Appscripts so you guys can have these. It'll be on Google Docs, but you guys should be able to just copy and paste them right into here. Yeah, I'll have that for you. I'll have this for you. And I'll have that code, that Pro Football Reference for you guys. That's important. But yeah, another thing, make sure you remember to do the notable undrafted players. That's more depth to the drafts, especially with guys like Warren Moon. You want them in there. You don't want to forget about him, even though times are different then. So he obviously didn't get drafted, but with hindsight, he would have for sure. So yeah, I think that's most of it. I'll try to make sure everything in the links I give you guys is good. If you guys have any questions, just comment. Or you can ask me on the Discord as well. Same username there. And yeah, thank you guys. I hope this was helpful. Even if I was a little bit hectic or all second on getting this for a while. But yeah, if you guys need any help, just let me know. This helps you guys make more masters.